Really excited to have my great friend Karen Moon back. She's a colleague of mine. She's a great friend. She's making a huge impact. Karen, thanks for joining me again for another video. I'm really glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. It is so fun, and I love chatting with you, as you know. So, yeah, let's do this.
All right. Well, you've had me on your channel and with your clients and your audience plenty of times. This is a real honor for me to get to host you today. And so, Karen, just give everybody a little background. We have had multiple mutual clients over the years. Karen is a expert and an absolute master in the field of helping people with reverse mortgages and helping them to optimize cash flow for retirement. But recently has actually found a calling for a little while now and actually coaching and actually helping women to get their finances in order and really excel. And it's just been an amazing journey to watch and be a part of. I take care of a lot of single women, recently divorced women, recently widowed women. That's very close to my heart. So I want to have you on, Karen, to talk about reverse mortgages and how you're helping people with this coaching. So tell me right now, obviously it's a different interest rate environment. What's been going on in the reverse world? Like, talk to me about some specific strategies, some real big wins you've been having helping people with this.
So, what I love about the reverse is it's basically a tool for seniors. Okay.
Hmm.
So, as you and I know that with the inflation and things going on with the Social Security is just not enough kind of deal.
Hmm.
The reverse is more of a tool. I know a lot of people perceive it as a loan, but to me, it is just freedom to live a lifestyle. So to put it down and simple, there's like three different products. So there's the HECM that you're very familiar with, which is what we call the home equity conversion mortgage. So what these tools are doing is converting your home into cash.
Hmm.
And I kind of tell people is, yes, it's your home, but it's also your bank. And so if you put all this money into your bank all these years, when you get to be a senior over 62, now you can become the banker and convert it into a tool to either eliminate your mortgage payment, which would create cash flow,
Hmm.
or a lot of people, they're like, oh, I don't need a reverse, I don't have a mortgage. But you can still convert the cash that you put in there and take a part of that equity and use it for income,
Hmm.
and we can set it up to pay your taxes and insurance, and of course a line of credit. So for those either emergencies, and you could use it for other products, buying homes, like it's your cash. So you're just pulling it back out on your terms.
Hmm.
And so it has many flexibilities that would be a whole show to talk about the HECM.
Yeah.
And it goes up to in the a million for range on homes. So of course, homes have gone up in Phoenix Metro.
Yeah.
So we have another product that goes up to 4 mil, and that's a different product, but it still works very similar. Normally, this product does not have the upfront mortgage insurance as the HECM does. So you may get more cash, where you could
Oh.
take a lump sum of cash or a line of credit. So I really like that as an alternative. I'm always favoring the HECM because it just does a little bit more that I like. But for those that are concerned about cost, because that's always one of the top three of things they're concerned about,
Yeah.
that is another, we call it the home save. And then now they have a line of credit product. So I get a lot of clients that just don't want to pay off that 2 or 3% loan that they currently have.
Yeah.
So if they had like $100,000 loan left and houses a 500,000 or higher, they could take a line of credit out, which is a reverse. So it doesn't come with a mandatory payment.
Okay.
Oh, this is kind of cool. So you could take a lump sum and pay off debt. So let's say the credit card debt has gotten out of control, it's at 30%, and it starts to bury you. Great product, pay it off, no payment. Keep making your first if you want, so you're still building equity, and maybe convert to a reverse down the line. You could
So
use
it's
it
like a
maybe.
second, like it's in a second position kind of
It
product.
is in a second position. Yeah.
Cool.
So
I
it's
like that.
designed for being behind someone who wants to keep a first mortgage. Because if
Ah,
they didn't have a mortgage, we would do either the home safe or the HECM product.
yeah.
But I've even seen some scenarios where somebody is wanting to convert part of their house into a rental, like they either will build those small homes in the back or something.
Yep.
They'll take maybe a lump sum home equity line and build that and create rental income,
Oh, that's cool.
right? So
I
you
like that.
have to, that's why with the reverse, yes, there's the Tom Selleck companies and those kind of things where you can call, but I think my jam is about let's dream bigger and see what kind of tool this can do for you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't think of cash flow in creating rental income, which, or just building something, improving your house to make your house worth more, right?
Yeah.
So, and then maybe you would sell it in a couple years and then downsize or upgrade in retirement. So great
Yeah.
products out there for seniors. I think everyone over 70 should have one.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, if I were 62 today, that's exactly the product I would have if everything was the same. And I think what's really cool is, Karen, we've had some amazing experiences. Some of my favorite stories have come from working with you and the results the clients get in
Mhm.
terms of their lifestyle and their improvement they have in retirement when they take advantage of that, like buying second homes, for example.
Yeah.
We've had those, and there's been so many amazing stories and people we've been able to impact together because people have been thinking outside the box and then now, living their dream or making memories that they didn't think were possible before they started looking at things differently.
Yeah, you have to, and I know we're in similar fields where people hear things and have misconceptions about a product.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it may be with working with certain people that is, those are true stories. But if you work with someone who cares to do what's best for you
Yeah.
and helps you see that vision, then for me, that's so exciting because
Yeah.
like I can see things like almost, that's probably my gift. I see things differently about money. And I'm like, no, let's talk about you want to, because if we eliminate a mortgage, like you said, they could afford to buy a second home, or there's, tax benefits, there's strategic things you can do.
Hmm.
So I would tell people with interest rates probably going to be lower next year. I mean, would say probably I could bet on that and win. But if that happens, the reverse will even become more attractive because it is based on whatever the youngest of you age, the property value, and that interest rate.
Yeah.
So we're going to see a lot more, the product will become more important and really attractive in the next 6 to 12 months.
That's going to be incredible. So tell me about the work you've been doing with women in terms of your coaching, because you've really had some amazing stories you were telling me about women you've been able to impact and helping people. You've been meeting people through your business of helping people
Mhm.
with, reverses and mortgages, and then actually getting to a level where you're able to take it a step further and work with these people on a one-on-one basis. Tell me about that.
So it started with, and I'll try to make this quick, but 2008 kind of stirred me up that I was just really complex about that. A lot of us were affected by the crash, right,
Yeah.
financially. And I always felt, well, that's so odd. We're like the richest country in the world, and we all kind of just blew it
Yeah.
financially. And I went through and saw a lot of divorces and losing homes. Like I was on those calls for 2008, and it was a really tough year. So long story short, I've had this seed growing all these years about helping women feel comfortable to talk to somebody about money, because
Hmm.
sometimes advisors they talk a little bit over them or maybe talk down,
Yeah.
but nobody was really talking about the day-to-day finances.
Yeah.
So, advisors are great because they'll see the big financial long-term picture for you, which is super important.
Hmm.
But when it comes to just paying your bills and making sure you have money for emergencies and not getting in debt and understanding credit and those things,
Yeah.
nobody was addressing the simple part. If we got that right, then when we have these downturns, I think we would survive them better.
Wow.
So I created the money organizer, and
Mhm.
I've kind of designed it into a simple so I work with women that have been divorced, a lot of them. I've worked with women that are unfortunately are widowed, and a lot of these women have just never had to deal with the day-to-days.
Yeah.
So that's a big portion of it. But I also work with a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds that are entrepreneur, making a lot of money, but they're creative minds. And so the money thing is they kind of shove it aside. And so their money gets messy on the day to day too. And of
Yeah.
course, they're just sick and tired of being not knowing what they don't know.
That's
So
incredible.
it's a big range, but I do have a heart for anyone who needs help. They're welcome to call me. But as we're getting into the 50s and older, we're getting so close to we can't make mistakes when it comes
Right.
to money.
Yeah.
So the more I can help them make less mistakes and create a better life. And I try, once I help them do an assessment, and we kind of work through clarity of their fixed expenses, spending. We spend a lot of time in the spending bucket
Mhm.
and how to create future spending buckets. I also created pillars where we really talk about their mindset and their goals and their values. We talk about space, decluttering. I notice when we get older, there's more hoarding involved,
Yeah.
just more mental things. And so I spend time in those pillars also, because I think as women, we don't address really the core problems when it comes
Mhm.
to money. And I'm not a therapist, so I would, if they really needed another level, but we just get to chat about some of those things that will play into your day-to-day decisions of spending or overspending or so yeah, I love it. But yeah, so that's kind of my passion, and I help the women realize, about gratitude and giving and your careers and your callings. Like it takes their mind off the money
Yeah.
because I simplify the day-to-day what's transactions. Like we don't want them focused and worried about paying bills.
Yeah.
We want them out there having fun and living their lives.
Yeah. I love it. That's incredible. Karen, let me ask a question because we could talk about your coaching and all the ways you serve clients. We're so closely aligned. There's so many things you said that I agree with 100%. If people need help, like if they have someone in their life that they know could use your coaching services, where could they reach out to you to get the money organizer?
So they can go to the website, themoney organizer.com, and
Okay.
book a inquiry call.
Okay.
They're welcome to call me. I don't know if you want to add all my contact stuff. I am very open. And so they're welcome just to text or call me that you saw me through your video.
Yeah.
And I like to talk to people because I want to make sure, because a lot of people don't understand what a money coach is, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a new thing. You hire fitness coaches and all that kind of stuff, but a money coach. So I will explain to them how I work and how I walk with them through making decisions faster to clean up the mess sooner. But if you want to include the phone number, the
Yep.
602-292-2239, or they can do Karen at themoneyorganizer.com. And
Cool.
even if they want some reverse information, they're welcome to email me. You can include my other email for the reverse.
Okay, perfect. We'll put that down in the link below. I think it's a great idea. I'm in this field, but I'm constantly, I mean, we have conversations all the time.
Mhm.
I'm constantly talking to my colleagues, my peers, advisors, people that, I can get information from and bounce ideas off of. And I think it's great to have someone in your corner. I try to be that for my clients, but I think having
Mhm.
somebody in that day-to-day role where you're
Yes.
really looking at these decisions on a micro level and saying, okay, because everybody's good at the macro, like the big long-term strategy. Not everybody's good at it, but a lot of people are.
No.
But this
Mhm.
is super important to have somebody with you in it. And I think you hit the nail on the head so perfectly. So many of these kind of older school households where the man did everything and then all of a sudden passes away and the woman hasn't paid a bill in 40 years. That's
Yeah.
a huge problem that happens all the time. Kids are then rushing into the equation trying to help
Mhm.
mom out. So having this service in place is such a great value to the community. I think it's wonderful. So if you enjoyed this and you want to talk to Karen, please, please, please go down to that link below,
Mhm.
schedule time with Karen. It'll be worth it. She's absolutely incredible. Karen, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me. It was great seeing you.
You too.